Hello students, welcome to aimsindia online classes. This is a chemistry session. Here we are discussing about air and its constituents. In the earlier sessions we have seen the constituents of air, their preparation, properties and their uses and some pollutants, how to reduce this, how to reduce the pollution of air. These all content we have seen in the earlier sessions. So in this session, based upon those concepts, we are going to have a practice sheet. The practice sheet 2, which includes different kinds of questions like multi-correct answer, comprehension, matrix matching, analytical approach. In this way, different questions we are going to see in this practice sheet. Okay, let us start this with multi-correct answer type questions. See the first one. Which of the following statements are correct? See, multi-correct answer means here we may get one or more than one correct answers. So choose wisely, read all the options carefully. Which of the following statements are correct? Here some statements are given. See the first one. Air is a mixture of gases. Is it true? Of course. Air is mixture of several gases like nitrogen, carbon dioxide, oxygen, hydrogen, and even water vapor and noble gases. In this way, air is a mixture of several gases. This is true. See the next one. The composition of nitrogen in air is 78%. It is also true. It is the most abundant gas in the atmosphere we studied, isn't it? Its percentage is 78%. Next, nitrogen is needed for the growth of plants. Yes, of course, nitrogen may not be taken by the plants directly, but it is very important in the growth of plants indirectly in the form of nitrates, isn't it? So we have seen how this atmospheric free nitrogen converts into useful nitrates form. So in this way, in the form of nitrates, nitrogen is used by the plants for their growth. This is also true regarding nitrogen. Next, nitrogen is a combustible gas. Is it correct? No, because nitrogen is non-combustible gas, means it won't burn. It is actually nitrogen is a non-combustible and non-supporter of combustion. It won't burn and it won't help the burning of other substances. So nitrogen is a non-combustible gas, but they have given here as combustible, so it will be incorrect statement according to nitrogen. Now what will be the correct answer? Only these three. Okay, next, which of the following statements are false about oxygen? Here some statements are given according about high oxygen. See which statements are not the properties of oxygen. See the first one. Oxygen supports combustion. Is it correct? Of course, yes. Oxygen supports combustion of other fuels. It is a good supporter of combustion. Even in the presence of oxygen only, most of the fuels they will combust. So this is true about oxygen. Next one, oxygen is more at higher altitudes. We have studied that when we go to higher altitudes, there the content or the amount of air will be reduced. The density of air will be reduced or decreased as we move to higher and higher altitudes. That is why only mountaineers they carry oxygen cylinders along with them while climbing the mountains, because when they go to higher altitudes there the density of air will be decreased very less, even the oxygen also, so they may feel inconvenience in breathing. For that purpose, they carry oxygen cylinders along with them. So from this what we can understand, as we move to higher altitudes, the density or the quantity of oxygen will be less or decreased. So this is given the wrong way. So it is wrong statement. Next one, oxygen is slightly heavier than air. Yes, it is true, because we told the densities are considered in terms of vapor densities of the gases. The vapor density of oxygen is given by the formula molecular mass of oxygen by 2. We know the molecular mass of oxygen as 32. So if you take vapor density is equal to molecular mass by 2, it gives vapor density of oxygen as 16. Whereas the vapor density of atmospheric gas is measured as 14.4 because it is a mixture of several gases and it is taken based upon the average. So for the atmospheric air, the vapor density is measured as 14.4. The vapor density of oxygen is 16. So from these two values, what we can say, oxygen is slightly heavier than air. It is true. Next statement, oxygen does not support combustion. Is it true? No. Oxygen is a good supporter of combustion. It is a good supporter of combustion. Even in the presence of oxygen only, most of the fuels they will burn. In the absence of oxygen, they cannot. So it is a good supporter of combustion. Now what will be the correct answer? B and D, because they are asking here to find out the incorrect statements. So these two are incorrect according to oxygen. Got it? Let's go to next one. See the next one. Which methods are useful in prevention of rusting? Rusting means what? The reaction of iron with atmospheric oxygen in the presence of moisture to form iron oxide is called rusting. That iron oxide formed is called rust. So because of that, those iron particles will be spoiled. So we have to control this rusting. For the controlling of rusting, we have different methods. Here some methods they have mentioned. See whether they are for rusting, prevention of rusting or not. Galvanizing. Galvanizing means coating of iron particles with a zinc, thin layer of zinc. So this prevents the rusting. That's correct. Chromoplating also avoids iron particles in coming in contact with the oxygen and water vapor so that rusting will be prevented. Rubbing with magnet. If you rub an iron piece or iron article with magnet, it may get slightly magnetic properties, but rusting cannot be prevented by this. Tin coating also gives protection from rusting. So these three will be correct answers now. Okay, by these three methods we can prevent rusting. What are the greenhouse gases? What is greenhouse effect actually? When daytime radiation or heat energy, this all will come to the earth surface from the sun, and this earth will reflect back these radiations. But some of these radiations will be trapped by the atmospheric gases. Certain gases will trap this heat energy emitted by the earth. So as this radiation and heat energy is being trapped around the earth, there will be certain temperature maintenance. This temperature maintenance because of the trapping of radiation by the gases is called greenhouse effect. So those gases are carbon dioxide, water vapor and methane. These gases are causing or the responsible for greenhouse effect. So these gases are called greenhouse gases. Okay. Noble gases are also called. What are they called noble gases? These noble gases are existing in the very rare quantity. That is why they are called rare gases also. And even they do not react with any other chemicals. And even they do not react themselves also. That is why they are called inactive gases or inert gases also. And even these noble gases elements or 80A group elements, zero group elements we call them. If you observe, all are gases because we are telling they do not react with any other chemicals, even themselves also. So they will be individual atomic gaseous form. So as there are all gases, these elements are also called aerogens. So these all are the other names of noble gases only, right? Next, which of the following process produces carbon dioxide? So by which processes here mentioned carbon dioxide gas is being produced out? Let us see. First one, respiration. Will be produced carbon dioxide in this respiration? Yes. What is respiration actually? Animals, they intake oxygen by the inhaling process. So this oxygen will react with the food content taken in the digestion process and releases energy from that food. And even along with that, carbon dioxide gas also will be produced out and that will be emitted out by the exhalation. Now, carbon dioxide gas is produced by the respiration process. That is true. And the burning of fossil fuels. Yes, almost all the fossil fuels on burning produce majorly carbon dioxide gas. So by burning also it will produce it. Weathering of fossil fuels. No, by weathering of fossil fuels carbon dioxide may not be produced. And next one, photosynthesis. In what is happening in the photosynthesis, plants they take carbon dioxide gas. They won't release. They will take the carbon dioxide gas and they prepare their food. By that, they release oxygen gas out. So they're releasing oxygen but not carbon dioxide. So that is also not correct. Now only A and B are correct. The processes in which carbon dioxide gas is produced. Okay. Next, let us say comprehension passage. The atmosphere air is actually a mixture of gases, mainly nitrogen and oxygen. The atmosphere surrounding the earth is very important for life. Yes, because of this atmosphere existence only, all the living things on the earth surface are able to survive. Isn't it? So it is very important. And in that the major components are nitrogen, which is existing in the 78%, and oxygen, which is in the 21%. Now, based upon this, let us see some questions here. See the first one. Which of the following substances help in combustion? Which gas will support the combustion process of fuels? The only gas is oxygen. Oxygen is a good supporter of combustion for all the fuels. Most abundant gas in the atmospheric air. Which gas is present in the most abundance? That is nitrogen. What is the percentage composition of nitrogen in the atmosphere? It is around 78%. The most existing gas in the atmosphere, nitrogen. 1/5 part of air is. So we told oxygen percentage is 21%. Around 1/5 part of atmospheric air is oxygen. Okay, these two are the major gases. 78% nitrogen, 21%, that 1/5 part of air is oxygen. Now let us see here matrix matching type question. See here some gases present in the atmospheric air they have mentioned in the column 1 and their percentage composition in the atmosphere is given in the column 2. Try to match these two properly. See oxygen. What is the percentage abundance of oxygen in the atmospheric air? It is 21%. What about nitrogen? It is 78%. Isn't it? Next, carbon dioxide. It is 0.03%. And inert gases, they exist around 0.9 or 0.94%. Isn't it? Now, see the matching, correct matching. Observe once this matching given. Is it true or not? Oxygen 21, nitrogen 78, carbon dioxide 0.03, inert gases 0.94. Yes? Next, let us see here statement type questions. See the first statement. Nitrogen is neither combustible nor a supporter of combustion. Is it true? Yes. Nitrogen will not support the combustion of other substances and it won't burn itself. So we can say nitrogen is a non-combustible and non-supporter of combustion. So statement 1 is true. If we see statement 2, nitrogen gas is highly soluble in water. No. Nitrogen gas is very slightly soluble into water. We can say it is insoluble in water generally. Very slight quantity of nitrogen will be dissolved into water. It is slightly soluble or we can say insoluble but not highly soluble. Now What will be the option among these four? What will be correct statement? Statement 1 is correct, statement 2 is incorrect. C is right. So the next one, oxygen gas is used in respiration process. Is it used in the respiration? Yes. So in the respiration process, oxygen gas is used and carbon dioxide is evolved out. So statement 1 is true. Next you say carbon dioxide gas is poisonous gas. Is it true? No. Carbon dioxide is non-poisonous. But the people may die in the atmosphere of carbon dioxide just because of the lack of oxygen. But we cannot consider as carbon dioxide is poisonous. It is non-poisonous gas. We know one more oxide of carbon is there which is highly poisonous. What is that? Carbon monoxide. Carbon monoxide is one of the poisonous gases. The persons in the atmosphere of carbon monoxide, they might immediately, because that reacts immediately with our blood. So carbon monoxide is poisonous, but carbon dioxide is not. So this is an incorrect statement. What will be correct answer now? C again. Okay. Next, let us say assertion is in type questions. See the question. Assertion is given like this. A group of gases which do not react chemically with any substance are called noble gases. Yes, there are group of gases which do not react with any other chemicals, and even themselves also they are called noble gases or inert gases. Assertion is true. Argon gas is used in the filling of electrical bulbs. Yes, argon is used in the filling of electrical bulbs because it is inert gas. So we can say A here, right? Next, analytical approach type questions. See the question here. Ravi inflated 4 balloons as shown below. So what property of air can be proved from the given figures? So from these figures, what can we prove? The property of air. Is it showing here air is matter? Of course, air is a matter, but it is not proved here. Air has mass. No, of course, air is having mass, but that property is not proved in this experiment. What it is proved here? Air occupies space. When a balloon is inflated, it is being bulged out because air enters into the balloon and occupying space there. So from this we can say, from this experiment, by bulging of these balloons or when they are inflated, we can prove that air occupies space. Because of that, these balloons are bulged out. Okay, that we can prove. From this experiment, it is proved that air occupies space. But it does not mean these statements are incorrect. Air has matter, of course, and even air is a matter. But these statements are not proved in this experiment. From this experiment, we can prove that as air occupies space. Okay. Next one. In which of the following processes is oxygen used up? See, some processes are mentioned here. In which process oxygen gas is used? Burning. In burning, oxygen gas is used. Yes, in the presence of oxygen gas only, most of the burnings or combustions occur. Okay, for the burning compulsory, oxygen gas is must. It is used in that. And next, respiration. Even in the respiration also, oxygen gas is used. And finally, food is converted into energy and carbon dioxide gas is released out. So in this respiration process, oxygen gas is used. Next, photosynthesis. In photosynthesis, oxygen is not used. It is produced by photosynthesis. Which gas is used in the photosynthesis? Carbon dioxide, but not oxygen. Now what will be the correct answer? 1 and 2 only correct process where oxygen gas is used. Okay, see the next one. The table shows the mass of a balloon when it is inflated, when it is deflated. So when inflated, mass of balloon is being 19.8 grams. When it is deflated, means when it is evacuated, then its mass is being 15.2. These are the observations. Now what they're asking on this, what inference can you make from the result shown? So from these masses given for the balloon after inflation and after deflation. So what this proves? See here what property of air is proved by this. Air does not have any definite volume. Is it? Is it? Of course, air has no definite volume, but this is not proved by this experiment. Next, air can be compressed. Air can be compressed, but it is not proved in this experiment. So what is proved here? Air has mass. Yes, if you see, when inflated, balloon mass is being 19.8 grams. When it is deflated, its mass became 15.2 grams. So the difference in these two values, that is because of the mass of the air. So from this experiment we can prove that air has mass. Okay, next. Which gas in the air is represented by part A? See, the atmospheric air is divided into different parts here. The part A, part B and part C. What gas is being represented by this part A? Means the major gas in the atmospheric air. Simply we can say the major component of the atmospheric air is nitrogen because it is existing around 78%. Okay, A representing here nitrogen. Can you say what is C here? Can you guess? Yes, it is oxygen because it is existing around 21%. Remaining 1% that is B is mixture of so many gases like carbon dioxide, noble gases, isn't it? Water vapor. These all are present in this B percentage. Okay, the major quantity is nitrogen. So here represent here nitrogen. Next one, Jemuna investigated the properties of matter X. She noted down the following observations in her notebook. See what the properties of matter X are noted here. It has mass, it occupies space, it can be compressed, it takes the shape of the container that holds it. So for which identify X is asking. For which matter these all properties will be applied. It has mass. Of course, if you see here where it is, yeah, these all are having mass and it occupies space they mentioned in the second. So air, honey, pebbles, milk, these all will occupy space. And if you see third statement, it can be compressed. So if you see honey, pebbles, milk, they cannot be compressed. This is a property of only gases. So we can eliminate this all. Only air will be the correct answer for this because they mentioned here it can be compressed. And one more property which proves as it is air, it takes the shape of the container that holds it. So they cannot, of course, honey also will take the shape of the container, milk also will take the shape of the container, but they cannot fill the container completely, but air will. So based upon these two properties, we can identify that matter as air. Okay, one more. The table shows the percentages of gases X, Y and Z. What change would you expect if exhaled air was tested? Say a gas in atmospheric air is 0.03%. What might be that? We can say it is simply carbon dioxide because carbon dioxide percentage 0.03%. What is this Y? We know as it is oxygen. What about Z? Nitrogen. Isn't it? Because it is mentioned here 78%. That is nitrogen gas only. Now let us see what change would you expect if exhaled air was tested. So if this gas is inhaled and after the respiration it is exhaled out, then the gas collected and if it is observed, what we observe, the percentage of gas X will be increased. What is X here? Carbon dioxide. Yes, in the exhaled air, there will be more quantity of carbon dioxide because oxygen gas will be consumed in the body. So, the percentage of X will be increased because in the respiration process, carbon dioxide gas is released out. That is correct. So, the percentage of gas Y will be remained unchanged. Yes, because that is Y is it is Y, no, oxygen. Oxygen will be reduced because Y is here representing oxygen. So when you take in the gas, the oxygen content in that will be absorbed by the human body in the respiration process. So the quantity of or the percentage of Y will be reduced or decreased, but it is mentioned here remains unchanged. That is incorrect. The percentage of Z will be remained unchanged. What is Z representing here? Nitrogen. It is not used in the respiration process, so it will be maintained unchanged. This is correct. Only carbon dioxide percentage will be increased, oxygen percentage will be decreased, nitrogen will be maintained unchanged. Now where will be the correct answer now? Only 1 and 3 are correct. Where it is? 1 and 3 is correct. This is the correct answer. Now this, only 1 and 3 are correct statements. Okay, one more. What is shown by this experiment? See the experiment here, what they have mentioned. They have taken two candles. They lighten up those. Now on one candle, they inverted a glass jar. Then after a few minutes or after certain time, the candle on which glass is inverted is put off. So from this experiment, what can we prove? See here, air is necessary for burning, air is not necessary for burning. Which is correct here? Yes, for burning of candle, not only candle, for burning of any material or substance, air is necessary. That is proved on this, isn't it? Okay, thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our YouTube channel AIMS Today for latest updates on recorded videos.